Hey everybody, it's Rob here. Immortal Sorc is back on the menu. You could do this on the PTR. Perma Flame Shield uptime. There's a clear here. Pit 110 Immortal Flame Weaver Firebolt Sorcerer here from Roxy. Gonna link their channel in the description. There's also a planner here, right directly from here, also in the description. And I'm not sure, like, she has not fully optimized her gear, so there is still a little bit of a gap. But I've also been talking with Northwa and with Mekuna and with some other top Sorcs. And the Immortal Sorc 100% uptime on Flame Shield is still possible. Let's watch the clear here and check it out. So, like on every good Immortal build, of course, you do not want all the skills on your bar, because you're basically utilizing the hectic aspect to proc this. I'm going to show this to you for a second. So this is this aspect here. After casting 5 basic skills, one of your active cooldowns is reduced. So you don't want to have any active cooldowns on your bar. So you see here, only things that don't have cooldown. Flame Shield is the only cooldown spell. So Frostbolt, Firebolt, Firewall to proc your Flame Weaver, and then just Firebolt, Teleport, Enchantment. And yeah, she just goes in the pits basically. And check out Roxy, a very good sorcerer. And yeah, she just starts blasting here basically. And you guys can see here, she can just chill in the pool. Also playing a bit more on the low life end. Okay, it's not 100% permanent get. She doesn't have perfect gear. But you see here the Flame Shield. You need to have like a pretty decent cooldown rolls and Flame Shield duration to make this possible. But it certainly is possible. And here this proves it. There might be like a little gap at the moment if you don't have perfect gear. But this is also how you can kill all the Uber bosses. And I'll see if I can find some footage from some of the Uber bosses here next days. But this is 110 pit. And it's already very, very high content. And you guys can just see, like, the monsters, they don't even bother attacking at this point. It's just perma Flame Shield. Like, as soon as it runs out, the Flame Shield's back up again. And I'm not, like, 100% sure how optimal her gear is. Like, I looked at some pieces and they weren't looking as good. So, you can definitely make it pretty comfortable with the perma Flame Shield here if you try hard. So, yeah, it's actually, like, super comfortable. And yeah, the firewall, again, like you place the firewall so it spreads your firebolt and just goes into multiple projectiles. And you see, like, there's like boom, 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 boom. It's like a machine gun, basically. And this thing pierces as well. So you want to position yourself so that you shoot most of the elites like in a straight line. So you can damage them all at the same time. So she has no damage numbers activated here. But keep in mind, these monsters here, they have tens of millions of life. So she's at least doing like, I don't know, 30, 40 million DPS, 50 million DPS maybe. And I think once this build's optimized, it might even be the highest single target damage build for Sorc. Because now that you have Perma Flame Shield, this allows you to go like, you know, glass cannon on your passive tree, like full BPS basically. At least at some point. So right now, like, it's not perfect yet here on this clear. But it is very, very strong. And so she just like cruises through this run here, blasts down the pit, and she's having a lot of fun here. Look, this is perfect. Like, you freeze the enemy, and all 3 elites are like stuck at the same pixel, and you just burn them all down with your flamethrower. Like, pretty good stuff. Very similar build with Flicker Step. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, Sorc, I think, still is one of the, let's say, smoothest class to play. Like with the teleport, you know, even just, he's just using the teleport enchant, of course, on his spacebar. But just in general, like, Sorc just feels so smooth to play in Diablo 4. It's one of my favorite classes as well, right after Barbarian, of course. And I also kind of enjoy the Necro. I don't know, like, I like all the classes quite a lot, actually. Rogue, I have the least playtime, but it felt also smooth to play. But I think Sorc, just from the feeling-wise, it feels the smoothest. I like Barb more, like, in terms of, you know, like the skills and everything, but in terms of gameplay and speediness, like the Sorc, like, you're just blasting on the Sorc basically, right? You just teleport left and right, like everything is like instantly, you don't have to walk, and it's just pretty cool build. And yeah, so she's like already like doubling the time here, and you see there is, I don't actually know what happened here. There is still a bit of gap here because you don't have perfect cooldown yet. But she's definitely blasting this. So, possibility to go Immortal. It's like 99% Immortal Sorc, and obviously in that 1%, you want to go full DPS, so there you go. I've also heard Dead Mods has been playing this, and this is like very, very easy Lilith clear as well. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've seen any like Immortal Sorc Uber boss kills or Lilith clears. Feel free to link those. I'll definitely want to check them out. This is like a super cool build. I think they might change this again because the way I understand it from their philosophy of the designers, they don't want the Immortal builds. You guys might remember the early Immortal Sorcs that we did with the Melted Heart, and then we also had the Immortal Barb with the Melted Heart. They fixed that very quickly, so I don't think they want these like 100% like ignore all toughness, ignore all mechanics Immortal builds. So this can also like obviously avoid all the stacks in the Uber boss fights in the Tormented level 200 versions. But there is definitely a bit of an issue with the DPS at the moment. Like Sorcerer in general does not have the same DPS as many of the other classes, especially if you compare the Sorcerer damage to a Necromancer. Like it's just not fair at that point. And like 110, you gotta understand, guys, we did some calculation and it seems that the HP goes up by 33% per tier at the high levels. Like I'm pushing into the 128s with my Necromancer at the moment, and I have pretty concisive data that every tier you go up on those levels, and the scaling might, you know, change again in the higher levels, but every level you go up, the monster HP goes up by 33%. So she's only doing 110, which is only sounds like bad, but is already very high for Sorc. But you know, like if you were to kill like one of these elites here, or even the boss later in a like 120, like it would literally take like 4 times as long or something, maybe even longer. Like it depends a bit on like where the exact scaling is. But it felt like it's 10% life per tier on the early tiers. So let's just like fast forward to the boss fight. So here she's fighting the boss. Yeah, so the boss fight looks pretty chill, yes? You just stand there. I mean, it's also very easy. Like, you know, once you are in a static position here for the boss fight, you just need to make sure you have the firewall up. Well, and then you just shoot down that boss, because guess what? You're just immortal, right? So she can just stand here in all the mechanics. Don't give a care. Lilith can do her waves. There can be ground slams. She can try to stun. All the minions gather up on you. It doesn't matter. You just have your flame shield all the time. And you're just taking a bath right here on the boss. This is like peak gameplay as well. Just firewall. And then you start shooting. Oh, that's pretty lit, man. How do you feel about this build? Yeah, I might do Sorc, but Sorc will not be next on the list. I will see, actually. I mean, I have Barb and Druid now, and we are pushing like the 128 pits. And I could see myself making a Sorc with this Perma Flame Shield. It looks pretty funny. But I also really want to play Druid, so I don't know. It's going to be between Druid and Sorc. I'm not sure yet. But it's going to take some time, guys. I first want to do like, I don't know, pit 140 or something on the Necro. As high as we can go, basically. And then as high as we can go on the Barb, and then we'll kind of see. Yeah, this is the jerk off Sorcerer. you just stand there, man, sweaty fingers, you hold down your left click. So yeah, the DPS on this build on a single target can certainly be improved. But again, Roxy here didn't have that crazy gear yet. So there are certainly improvements to be made. I'm gonna link the full clear in the description, but let's like skip ahead a bit. How long is this boss fight? It's like 5-minute boss fight already. Yeah, DPS really takes a bit for her to rock this one down. I wonder if she's showing her gear. I think she's gonna hover the gear as well. Or unless this boss fight takes another 2 minutes. But yeah, a single target on Sorc is not the best yet, but you have an Immortal build. This can also be played in hardcore, obviously. If you have like very good cooldown rolls, I think you're gonna be looking pretty good in hardcore. But there you go. 110 clear. 1.5 minutes left even. So it's just all about the DPS here, like min-max the DPS. You definitely go up to like 115, 120. Wait, she died? Oh, I think she died like once because it was lagging or something. Okay, here's her gear. So Shaco, cooldown. Actually, it's a 12 out of 12 already. Flame shield here on the chest, really, really important. And then also core control duration. Then obviously the flamethrower. Okay, she actually has pretty decent gear, like a lot of masterworks. People grind a lot. 6 to fireball, that's big. Firebolt obviously being the main DPS. Yeah, Rapid, of course. Okay, here on the Amulet, you see? You can masterwork this one twice. You can have, I think, about 20... Let me know in the comments. I think it's like 20-something% cooldown. So there's another 3% cooldown missing here. And also not really like that crazy Flame Shield duration just yet. And then Tarasha Ring, of course. That's a pretty good one. And also same here, actually. Only a crit the cooldown once. So this is like perma Flame Shield. But you can have it like even easier, like with less attacks permanent, basically. They didn't even go for the duration here. Invigorating Conduit, let's go. And Vulnerable Chance. And then here also, 2 more cooldown crits possible on the offhand. Definitely this one can be masterwork one more time. And then there's a good chance. But yeah, that's pretty much the Sorc, guys. This is the setup here. Again, enchantments are Firebolt and Teleportation. Skill tree is looking like this. So just Firebolt maxed, Flame Shield maxed, of course. Teleport, bam. Glass Cannon, so you don't even need damage reduction. Because you're just perma immortal. So you don't take any toughness. Like you go full Glass Cannon and everything. Yeah. Here all the fire multipliers, fire wall, DPS. So I guess she's like chilling the turrets. Soul Fire and then the Combustion. And then the Paragon tree is looking like this. So starter board, you have Elementalist. Up here you have Burning Instinct, this is big bleeds. And this one scales additive with your crit damage bonuses. So you want to have a lot of crit damage on your gear, such on the weapons and stuff. Then you have on the left side here, it's the Enchantment Master board with Tactical. Up here we have Searing Heart with Pyromancy, and up top here we got Ceaseless Conduit with Exploit. And then coming here to the right side here, it's the Frigid Fate, obviously, Enchanter. And then we have Static Search with Control Glyph. And that's the Immortal Sorc. Well, she died once in the sleep. Maybe she was lagging or something, but you guys can clearly see here, the Flame Shield uptime is incredible. See here, this 8 seconds, like how fast it goes down. Boom, you can press it again, easily. Just gotta press it. And that's the build, friends. Hope you enjoyed. Check out Roxy, and both of the things will be in the description. Sorc, Immortal Sorc. I'll check out for some Uber Torment boss clears and Lilith clears as well. I think this is probably the easiest Lilith you can do, because you're just going to be immortal throughout the entire Lilith fight. You can just stand in the fucking fire, everything. GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.